set back up. I'm on the road right now running some errands and things, and the news has just come out that in a tie-break vote, the Senate has just advanced a neutered version of the Hearing Protection Act and Short Act that reduces the tax stamp to $0. This is not what a lot of us pushed for, and there was a lot of mixed messaging coming from GOA, FPC, Second Amendment Foundation as of a few days ago about what it is that they would be willing to support. And it definitely rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Maybe it was misinterpreted because those groups did kind of pull back on their initial statement that they would be okay with simply reducing the tax stamp to $0. But there it is, folks. Vance stepped up to some degree, and he was the tie-break vote in the Senate. So the tax stamp in the Senate as of now is $0. There's still some hope that we can get this back through the House and that we can get the pro-gun language added back in. A lot of people have been concerned that Vance has not stepped in and overridden the parliamentarian and then further pushed the GOP to get more in line with what gun owners have been actively lobbying to get done, and that's the full passage of the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act. And it's very unfortunate that all of our efforts in the House were completely ignored by the Republican Senate. They are not listening to us right now. So we have to keep pushing the House to make sure that we get the full language of the Short Act and the Hearing Protection Act added back in to the one big beautiful bill. It can still be done. It might be a long shot at this point, but it's not impossible. And we have to keep actively lobbying Vance on this. The fact that we are tolerating the status quo is a major problem. They underestimate, especially the GOP, how important gun owners are as a voting bloc. We are their largest single voting bloc, and they need to be reminded of that. So make sure you keep calling, call your senators, call your House members, keep sending emails to these people, keep reaching out to Vance, keep calling the White House, emailing the White House as well. I'm not okay with this compromise. Most people are not. They need to secure us as a voting bloc for the primary season. There are a lot of people threatening to not show up to the polls right now. There are a lot of people even threatening we may see millions of gun owners vote straight Democrat, just as a retaliation for ignoring what it is that we've been actively working for. We've given them control of the House. We've given them control of the Senate. We've given Republicans the executive branch. They have all the toys and tools that they have ever wanted to get what they want to get done. And they promise us a lot of nice things, and then they never use that power. This is a major problem with the GOP. And we need to remind them that they need to use this power. I will say that I at least respect the Democrats in that they're very honest. They tell us exactly what they're going to do. They usually try to do it to some degree, whether legal or not, and they're not afraid to use power. But for some reason, the Republicans are. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to not be uninvited to sit at the cool kid table at the cocktail club. They want to hang out with their Democrat buddies or whatever, and they're willing to compromise and sell gun owners out on this issue. We cannot let up. Keep calling your senators. Keep calling your members of Congress. Let them know this is unacceptable. If you are on X or other social media, you need to keep posting about it, sharing this story. We can make it happen, guys. We're not done yet. It's not over yet. But I can tell you right now, for the GOP, it's not looking good if this is the path that they're going to take, especially heading into primary season, heading into 2028 and 2030, 2032. They're going to face some significant losses for this maneuver. And I'll tell you this too, if you're looking to get into the NFA items, if there's stuff that you're interested in, if there are short barrels perhaps, or other accessories or things that you're looking to pick up, I would encourage you to do that now, because the manufacturing capability of this stuff, it's not going to be able to keep up with demand, right? Be it the short barrels, the suppressors, all the different things that are still going to be regulated under the NFA if this version of the bill is what passes, either direction. So look into those things, make that little wish list, figure out what you can reasonably afford now, because there's going to be massive backlogs for suppressors, for short barrels, for threaded barrels, especially for Plan B devices and different adapters and things for suppressors. So anyway, that is the latest on the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act. Keep the heat on, guys. We can get this all the way through. I'm confident if we keep the pressure on, regardless of what a lot of the establishment pro-gun groups have put out as of a few days ago. Again, they've recanted at least, but it is very unsettling to say the least that they were kind of cool with what just happened here. So I'm definitely rethinking some of the organizations that I'm willing to support moving forward because of this, even though they've adjusted their language. This is not a win as of now. I would definitely not say this is a win. It will only be a win in the sense that there will be a lot of new NFA items introduced, a lot of stuff added to the registry, but the congestion in the backlog of the registry is going to be monstrously bad. Monstrously bad. So I would make sure to have your fingerprints and everything updated and queued up as well if you're looking to get a CAN or set up an SBR, because the wait time is just going to balloon probably to the longest waits that we've ever seen, especially as funding is lost to even keep that whole operation going. They're talking about going into ATF right now and gutting a lot of the operations there, right? Which is great, but now there's not going to be money to fund the whole tax stamp system. Where's that money going to be allocated from, right? I haven't seen anybody talk about that aspect, which is why the entire thing simply needs to go away. Yeah, exactly. Yes, you still have to register the item. It is 100% a lose. I completely agree. Again, the only win in my mind is just simply that there will be more suppressors available, right? Making that argument that they are common use down the road. I'm not satisfied with this either, because what this does is this creates that down the road situation, right? Where everything just turns into this endless stream of litigation. And litigation doesn't always go the way that we hope it does in the 2A space, right? We're always optimistic. Oh, it's just going to get to SCOTUS. Oh, this district court's going to do this for us. And then maybe we get the ruling we want at a district court, and then the Supreme Court punts it and then won't touch it. And that's how we end up with the situation of this horrible patchwork of laws around the country where you drive across state lines somewhere and you can't buy certain firearms, right? Or you're required to have a license to even possess firearms in that jurisdiction because the Supreme Court keeps punting these critical cases. So again, keep the heat on. Maybe we'll get this resolved in the way that we were all hoping to get it done. If not, you know, the tax stamp stands. And there was a suggestion to increase the tax stamp to $1 by Senator Murphy. That failed. So back to the legalese aspect of this, there has been quite a lot of discussion amongst the gun lawyers over on X, over here on YouTube. And they have discussed that this isn't a win even at the $0, in that when we try to challenge the $0 tax, it may not resolve what we're hoping it will resolve, right? Because how can you tax something at $0? I don't know. I don't think that we're going to get the win from that we hope to get the NFA stricken, or to get that registry element stricken as well with the current arrangement. So anyway, guys, that's the latest. Again, keep the heat on, and maybe we'll make some real progress. If not, primary season's around the corner.